Colbert converts again.
Outside to Corbell. Oh, on the 20-footer. Good! Bounce past the Duffy's left hand.
They're watching CTV Sports!
Good evening and welcome back from Thanksgiving break, but most importantly, welcome to the final CTV Sports show of the semester. I'm Olivia Landis.
And I'm Karlee Schwartzkopf, here to catch you up on everything you missed over break in CSU sports. The Colorado State Rams football team had its most impressive performance this past weekend against San Diego State University. The Rams snapped the Aztecs' 10-game winning streak with a 63-31 win, which was the fourth longest streak in the nation. The Rams were on fire from the start, scoring touchdowns on 5 of their 6 first-half possessions to build a 42-24 halftime lead over the Mountain West Division champion Aztecs. The Rams continued to be strong offensively, having 6 different players score and sealed the title on Best Mountain West offense with 487 yards per game. Sophomore Izzy Matthews and junior Dalen Dawkins each topped the 100-yard mark for the second week in a row, with freshman Marvin Kinsey Jr. adding 61 yards and a touchdown. It was also another impressive game for junior quarterback Nick Stevens, who completed 4 touchdowns and has now moved into tie at 8th place on CSU's all-time career list with 36. The Rams' defense was strong throughout the entire game, where senior Kevin Davis led the Rams with 9 tackles to go over 100 for the season. As a team effort, defensively, 17 players made at least 2 tackles, helping stop San Diego star running back Daniel Pumphrey, who is currently the nation's second leading rusher. Robert Ruiz returned a 91-yard punt return, marking the longest in school history. Needless to say that the Rams came to win, as this was their last regular season game of the season. The Rams finished their season 7-5 and 5-3 in the Mountain West. Colorado State now awaits an invitation on Sunday, December 4th to play in a bowl game for the 4th consecutive season. Olivia, this was an awesome game for Colorado State, arguably the best game they've played all season.
Yeah, I think what was most impressive about this game was the offense, and that they were able to, they have come together in these past few games, but really they just truly surprised everyone. The running game was there. Nick Stevens was able to connect to all of his targets, and they did defeat, the Mountain West champion. So I think that's pretty impressive. Yeah, no one really expected Colorado State to win this game, but it was the first game of the season where they really came together and dominated on all aspects. Nick Stevens wasn't their true quarterback. Just shows how well Colorado State football can adapt, which is why they'll probably do well in their bowl game. Yeah, I think it was a great way to go out on the season, especially now that they are awaiting that bowl game. So to come out and have that surprise win over San Diego State is a good way to end the season. So if you had to pick one player for the season to be your all-time favorite, who would it be? Definitely running back Izzy Matthews. He's impressed us this entire season. He kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think a lot of people saw him being a huge star, but he's scored in the past 7 consecutive games. He's rushed for a season high of over 100 yards. He's just absolutely been dominant on the scoreboard the entire season. I think he's going to be a tremendous contributor to the Rams in the next 2 years. Yeah, Izzy Matthews is a great player, but if I had to pick, I would say Michael Gallup. He's an awesome player as well. CSU has great running backs, but he's really stepped up as a receiver. He's recorded 3 touchdowns and 7 receptions, and he's also close to breaking Rashard Higgins' record, who is arguably the best wide receiver Colorado State has had. He's a really talented player, and he's still a junior. And the fact that he did come from a junior college up here to D1 school, and the fact that he's been able to perform at the rate that he has is super impressive. Yeah, very impressive. Well, a lot of people know the football players on the field, but it's not often we are exposed to their personal interests and goals. CTV Sports reporter Aislinn Carrillo was able to take an inside look at running back Izzy Matthews and his true passion for video games and computer science.
Izzy Matthews, the running back, gets the handoff. Matthews up the middle, inside the 5, to the goal line. Touchdown, Rams!
A majority of male athletes play video games, but during high school, Izzy Matthews developed an entirely different perspective behind the controller.
When I was a sophomore, I decided that I want to be in the video game industry. I want to be a video game producer, and I think I really just stuck with that all the way through, and it's something I'm trying to continue to do.
His parents, once skeptical about Matthew's excessive video game usage, now understand his passion behind it.
I always thought he was trying to make an excuse to be able to be up late and play the video games, but as he's got more serious about it, we can see now that it is going to be a big part of his future.
As a teen, Matthews had a strict daily routine.
He'd go to school, he'd play his sports, and he would come home and he would just veg out on his video games. He was a simple kid, didn't really have to help him with his homework. His homework was done before he left class. He loved school.
Matthews is an applied computing technology major and is taking classes in programming, calculus, and analytic trigonometry. Similar to Matthews' childhood self, he still is the ideal student athlete who always puts his studies first.
It's like that's the first thing in my mind every single morning when I wake up, to go to class and get my degree, because that's the most important thing to do while I'm here.
Matthews has high hopes of taking his talent to the next level, but also knows he can forever turn to video games.
Not like I have to have my body to play video games, so it's like something I can do when I'm 55, 60 years old that I can just continue to enjoy and love, because I mean, it's just one of those things that has like a lifetime of enjoyment in it. It's my me time, that's my happy place, you know. I still get the competitiveness, but it's different.
Can't necessarily say that I pinned Izzy Matthews as a video game extraordinaire, but it's always awesome to see their personal interests.
Yeah, it's cool to see what sports players do outside of that.
Well, the CSU volleyball team came out on top against the Wyoming Cowgirls last week in an epic 5-set battle at Moby Arena, with career best performances from their two outside hitters, Jasmine Hanna and Sonia Cheesemick. The Rams leaned on Sonia Cheesemick and Hanna, who tallied 27 and 20 kills in front of the second largest crowd in Moby Arena this year. The Rams were able to split the season series with the Cowgirls after the win, finishing second in the Mountain West. To make things more exciting, the CSU women's volleyball team will be making its 22nd consecutive appearance in the NCAA tournament as it received its at-large bid last night. The Rams will face Kentucky on Friday at 6 p.m. in Seattle. The winner of each first-round match will play to try and advance to the regional semifinals on Saturday at 8 p.m. Well, junior middle blocker Alexandra Paletto has made her name here at Colorado State, but what a lot of people don't know is where she came from and what started to fuel her fire for an interest in volleyball. I'm Olivia Landis, joined by Colorado State women's volleyball player Alexandra Paletto, here to get to know a little bit more about you. And let's start off from home. So you're from Toronto, played beach volleyball in Toronto, and you had a lot of success in it. Is that a pretty big thing where you're from?
Yeah, no one believes me that beach volleyball is big in Canada, but it is. In Ontario, we have a huge community that plays beach volleyball, especially in Toronto because we have a big waterfront on Lake Ontario.
Is that really where you found your passion for volleyball? Was on the beach, or was it more on the court?
I would say court, because that's where I started and that's where I first had like my most success. And then beach is just where I recently, in the past 3 years, I've really started to enjoy more because it allows me to do more with volleyball.
When you're back home, was it really a goal for you to play college ball in the United States, or did it really kind of just fall in your lap?
It's always been a goal of mine, and since I was in about grade 10, grade 11, when I started to actually realize that I had the potential to go down to the States, I started looking at different schools and whatnot, and Colorado State was the first school to actually email me and watch me play, so just happened to be the right fit.
From club volleyball to college volleyball, what was the transition like with that competition?
It was a lot different. I remember coming in and struggling a lot. I was not ready at all for the speed of the game and for the intensity of practices. Like, the players were a lot more intense than I had ever expected. It was good. It changed me as a player in a better way. But at first I was definitely caught off guard.
All season people have told you guys, oh, you're a young team. However, you guys have seen a lot more success than a lot of people gave you guys credit. What would you say has been the best part about seeing this team really come together?
I feel almost every game we have grown, and that's almost fun in a sense because every game is something to look forward to, and after the game you feel good about progress that you have made. It's great looking forward to the future because I can only imagine what next year is going to look like. I mean, this team has fulfilled all my expectations with how we were going to perform.
With the Rams now making it to the NCAA tournament, Paletto has more opportunities to compete this season. But it's now time for a quick break.
But after the break, we talk men's and women's basketball.
Tune in to KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
The Colorado State men's basketball team had quite the week after competing in 4 games throughout break and winning 3 out of those 4. The Rams started off with a 56-49 loss last week at Stanford, moving their record to 2-1 on the season. Although the Rams held the Cardinal to under 40% from the floor, turnovers proved to be their undoing. Jumping ahead to November 23rd, the Rams started off their 3 games in 5 days homestand with a 76-65 win over Maryland Eastern Shore. The Rams shot over 52% from the field, including a season-best 6 3-pointers. Colorado State also won the Battle of the Boards 38-27, assisting them in the home win. 2 days later, Southeastern Louisiana came into town, but the Rams had an answer for the visitors. Finishing off the day with a solid 67-59 victory, the Rams again outdid their opponent, taking to the boards with a 42-33 finish over the Lions. Senior Emmanuel Amagbo led the Rams with his 3rd double-double of the year, tallying 18 points and a season-best 16 rebounds. The Rams walk away with the win. The final win of the week came just 2 days ago as CSU topped Alcorn State 80-58. This marked the first time this season the Rams grabbed an early lead and never allowed the visiting team to get ahead. The Rams showed a season-best 56% on the field goal attempts with 6 3-pointers. Redshirt sophomore J.D. Page led the Rams with the career-best 23 points and 6 assists. Senior Emmanuel Magbo had his 3rd double-double with 15 points and 16 rebounds. With Magbo's performance this past week, he was officially named the Mountain West Player of the Week today. He was able to put up double-doubles in every home game this past homestand and leads the conference in rebounding. Up next, Colorado State heads to Boulder to face in-state rival Colorado.
The Colorado State women's basketball team fell to Oklahoma 70-55 on Sunday afternoon. Upon entering the 4th quarter, the Rams were trailing by 23 points but turned up the heat, cutting the Sooners' lead to as little as 11 on a 15-4 run with 1:52 to go. While the Rams did outscore the Sooners 19-11, the 23-point deficit was too much to overcome. The Rams struggled, committing a season-high 17 turnovers, including 7 in the 1st quarter. The Rams also shot a season-low 18 of 60. Colorado State was led offensively by sophomore Sophie Triggerson, who scored a team-high 11 points with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. The Rams closed within 11 at the 5:20 mark, but Oklahoma closed the quarter on an 11-2 run to take the 59-36 lead in the final period. Head coach Ryan Williams said, quote, "These games are okay to play. They're okay if you learn from them. We've had players that you've seen grow from Washington to now, but we've had some players do the same things. Either that changes or our lineup does." End quote. Up next, the Rams host the University of Denver on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Well, it's time for a short break, but coming up, we say farewell to Hughes Stadium and farewell to you for the semester. With the Rams officially playing their final football game ever at Hughes Stadium 2 weeks ago, I was able to take a deeper look at the stadium that touched so many players, fans, and coaches' hearts.
I'll sing you a song of college days and tell you where to go. Aggies, where your knowledge is, and Boulder to spend your dough. CC for your sissy boys, Utah for your times. DU for your ministers and drunkard school of mines. Don't send my boy to Wyoming U, a dying mother said. Don't send him to old Brigham Young, I'd rather see him dead. But send him to our Aggies, it's better than Cornell. Before I'd see him in Boulder, I'd see my son in hell.
For Fort Collins, Colorado, Hughes Stadium has been home for the Aggies and then the Rams for over 48 years. Border Wars and NFL legends played on this field, all coming to an end on November 19, 2016. But before we say goodbye, let's remember all the good times the stadium just 3 miles away gave to Ram fans everywhere.
Well, you say the same thing that most of the people of my generation say, is that I've heard this said before, bittersweet. It's a lot of good, fond, happy memories up at Hughes. However, the new on-campus stadium is going to be a thing of beauty, and not only that, it shows a tremendous commitment from not only the university but the entire city.
And commitment would be the word to describe the CSU Rams. The 48 years the Rams played at Hughes were 48 years of fun and dedication to helping Colorado State slowly become one of the best Mountain West teams today. Hughes saw over 260 football games, let 8 Hall of Fame coaches roam the sidelines, won 6 conference championships, and had 4 Rams become first-round NFL draft picks. Truly, a stadium no one will forget. So how do you say goodbye? The current 2016 CSU students decided to charge the field, tearing down goalposts, singing the fight song with players, who sealed a last home game victory shutout against Fresno State 37-0. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. The Colorado State Rams will now have a new on-campus stadium to call home. But Fort Collins will never forget Hughes. After 48 years of fun, football, and loyalty, it's time to send Hughes off with a final farewell.
As we say farewell to Hughes, we here at CTV Sports would like to say farewell to our very loyal fans for the semester. We wish you happy holidays and good luck on finals. But before we go, Karlee and I would like to send you off with something to remember us by.
On CSU sideline, the players really had fun tonight.
My bad, I literally just stared at you. I was like,
okay.
Yep.
And that's our whole stand.
Take 10.
The players had fun.
Rolla is the second to last home match here at Hobie Arena.
And Sonia Cheesebake. Alexandra had 14 points for the Rams, as well as she had 13 kills. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Maybe we can go soon.
No. This game was huge for them. I don't want to say that.
It's like kind of, I don't know.
What's up, shotties? It's your girl K Schwartzkopf with my girl Landis here as the CSU Rams freaking pummeled.
Yo, Karlee, you don't even know what this game brought today. It was a shutout.
It was a shutout.
You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had a shutout? Because I've never had a shutout.
No, I've never had a shutout. These CSU Rams, I tell you what, they came popping, they put the Bulldogs to sleep.